I'm going to be ranking the top 10 centers in NBA 2K23 My Team. Let me know in the comment section down below which two centers are you guys running currently in my team right now, and let me know what you guys would change about my top 10. But coming in at my number 10 spot is going to be Pink Diamond Brook Lopez. He's a pretty good defensive center. He's 7 foot with a 7'5" wingspan. If we take a look at his defensive stats, he's got a 96 interior defense, 94 block, 78 steal, 80 lateral quickness, and an 80 perimeter. So he's a very solid defender. Defensively, Hall of Fame badge wise, he's got Hall of Fame anchor, brick wall, post lockdown, and then some pretty good ones on gold and silver as well. And then offensively, he is going to be a nice pick and pop center, 94 3 ball, 89 mid range, with having Hall of Fame catch and shoot, claymore, corner specialist, gold blinders, green machine, and space creator as well. Now I will say the flaws about this card is probably going to be his jump shot being on slow timing. I will say it's not really that slow of a jump shot. It does feel a lot faster than the release timing being on slow, but it's still not a great jump shot. Speed wise, only does have 70 speed, 70 acceleration, which really isn't the best when we got guys like Kareem with 88 speed, D-Robs with 87 speeds, all of these fast centers like Shaq. Going up against a guy like Brook Lopez, he's definitely going to get exposed speed wise, but overall I still feel like he's going to be the 10th best center. Next center here at the number 9 spot is going to be Diamond Evan Mobley. Now I do think Evan Mobley is probably a better power forward. He is 7 foot though with a 7'4" wingspan, and he's going to give you some elite defense, 92 interior defense, 92 block, 84 steal, 86 lateral quickness, and an 86 perimeter. So he can definitely play some very solid defense at that center position, and he's pretty fast as well, 85 speed, 85 acceleration. For me though, the one thing about this Evan Mobley card, it's not really his stats, his badges, or his jump shot. The reason why this card isn't a great center, it's because of his player model. He's really skinny in game, and he doesn't really have that, wide player model to go up against guys like Shaq, Kareem's, D-Robs, who have these really tall, big, wide player models that are just going to be able to dominate Evan Mobley down low. So he is going to be a little bit of a liability at the center position, but I still feel like the 9th best in the game. Coming in at the number 8 spot is going to be Diamond Tyson Chandler. He's a center, 7'1" with a 7'3" wingspan. Now, I know a lot of people do love this Tyson Chandler card, and I still feel like he's a really good center. There's just going to be a lot better centers in my team right now. He's still very decent though. Like, he's a great defender, 95 interior defense, 88 block, 82 steal, 84 lateral quickness with a 78 perimeter. They upgraded his 3 ball plus 45, because before the Evo it was what, a 26 3 ball. So now that he gets the Evo up to a diamond card, he can now actually shoot threes with a 71 3 ball. I still feel like he's a little bit slow, 79 speed, 79 acceleration. It's definitely not bad for the center position, but the card's going to be a great defender. He can actually shoot threes, which is really nice. He has a great player model, and he does get some really good standing dunk animations, having a 95 standing dunk and gold rise up as well. So I mean, Tyson Chandler going to be a very nice overall center. He was probably a little bit better, when he first got that Evo, but now we've gotten some really good centers in my team. But coming in at my number 7 spot is going to be Pink Diamond Dwight Howard. Now I do think Dwight is better at the power forward spot, and just like a guy like Evan Mobley, but he's still going to be a very elite center. He's 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan. I mean, if you take a look at his stats, like, they are super well rounded. I mean, probably the best thing about this card is going to be his driving dunk and his standing dunk, both at a 95. He's got what, silver rise up, so he's got some really good standing dunk animations. He's going to be a great interior defender, 95 block, 95 interior defense. All around, he plays great defense. He's a great rebounder. He's super athletic, 88 speed, 88 acceleration. He's got 95 vertical and 95 strength as well. So I mean, this card's got a wide player model. Like, if he was like 7'1" and had a better jump shot, he'd probably be like a top 2, maybe even the best center in the game. For me, his flaws is that he's not undersized, but it would be nice if he was a little bit taller to go up against guys like Kareem, who are 7'2" and some taller centers. But he does have a 91 3 ball, which is really nice, except his jump shot really isn't the best. It's definitely not a terrible jump shot, but there's just a lot of centers in my team that do have better releases. But overall, I think Dwight Howard going to be the 7th best center. And then coming in at my number 6 spot, this might be a little bit surprising. It's actually going to be Pink Diamond Hakeem, but I think these top 6 centers are all very close. Like, those last kind of 4 centers are definitely decent centers, but this is where we start getting to some really good centers in my team. Hakeem's a center, 7 foot with a 7'3" wingspan. He's going to be a really nice glitch center. He's got a 93 ball, 90 mid-range. He's got Hall of Fame catch and shoot, corner specialist, and some pretty good shooting badges overall. So he's gonna be able to knock down threes, play some very good defense, having a 92 block, 94 interior defense. He's got a good player model. He's decently fast, 85 speed, 85 acceleration. Jump shot wise, I like it more than a guy like, Dwight Howard or most people's jump shots that we talked about so far. So he's got a good release. It's definitely not my favorite release in the game, but he can still knock down pretty consistently. He's got Hall of Fame anchor, which is really nice, and some pretty good gold defensive badges. So nothing too crazy about this Hakeem card. For me though, at the number 5 spot, I do think Galaxy Opal Shaq is going to be a little bit better. And the reason why Shaq is a lot lower on my list than, probably on most people's is I'm just not really great with inside centers. And I will say this card, if you know how to use him and you're good with inside bigs, the centers that can't shoot, this card is super dominant. Like, he's 7'1" with a 7'7" wingspan. Yes, he can't shoot threes, but other than that, this card does everything at a very high level. Like, he's unstoppable down low with a 97 driving dunk, 97 standing dunk. Like, he gets some crazy offensive animations down low in the paint with Hall of Fame rise up, posterizer, masher, bully, back down punisher, drop stepper. Like, if you know how to work in the post and you know how to take advantage of the Shaq card, having 87 speed, 87 acceleration on a Shaq card who weighs 325 pounds, like, if you know how to take advantage of that, he is going to be so nice on the offensive end, and defensively, he's going to be a monster, blocking shots, getting great contests, flying across the court on defense. So, I mean, he's arguably the best defensive center in the game, at least, guarding the perimeter and the inside as well. So Shaq's going to be a very, very elite center, and in my opinion, the 5th best in the game. But like I said, if you know how to use him and you're good with him, he could probably be a top 2 or maybe even the best center in the game. But for me, though, coming in at the number 4 spot, I personally like to have centers that can shoot the 3 ball. I like having a good pick and pop center, and a perfect pick and pop center actually is going to be Diamond Kristaps. He's a center, 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan. We all know Kristaps can do by now. He's just going to be an amazing pick and pop center, 93 ball, 90 mid-range, Hall of Fame catch and shoot, corner specialist, deadeye, and limitless range on your center. For me, that's a really important badge on your center, because if you're running a lot of pick and rolls and a lot of pick and pops, which I do in my team, right, you want to have a center that can shoot from like half court or like just before the half court, kind of logo, so he can shoot from that range, because he also does have a great jump shot as well. So he just is a more lethal, pick and pop center than most centers in my team right now, and that's a reason why he's a top 5 center. But Kristaps, definitely not the fastest and definitely not the greatest defender, but I do feel like he plays fine defense because he's got a good player model, and he's 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan. But coming in at my number 3 spot, a card that I've realized is actually a way better center than I thought, and that is going to be Dark Matter Tim Duncan. He's a power forward center, 6'11" with a 7'2" wingspan. I do think he's actually a better center card than he is power forward, because he plays such good defense, 98 interior defense, 98 block. He's got some amazing Hall of Fame defensive badges, Hall of Fame anchor, Boxel Beast, brick wall, clamps, interceptor, pogo stick, post lockdown, rebound chaser, and workhorse as well. Now, you guys might be asking, because I've heard some people ask me questions. I've seen people ask me some questions about why I think Tim Duncan is a better center than he is power forward, and the reason is because he just feels very stiff at the power forward position, and his movement really isn't that good, right? If you look at his dribble stigs, he doesn't have any good dribble stigs. And for your power forwards now in my team, when you run guys like Anthony Davis, you run guys like Giannis, Dolph Shays, Bob Nedelecki, all of those cards can really move, create their own shot, and have really good dribble stigs and, really good jump shots as well that are super fast, right? Bob Nedelecki and Dolph Shays, where Tim Duncan, he just really can't move that well. He doesn't have a super quick jump shot, but he is 6'11" and plays some amazing defense. So that's why I feel like he's better at the center position if you are kind of running a team with like a Bob Nedelecki or a Dolph Shays. But coming in at my number 2 spot, I think number 2 and number 1 are pretty obvious. Like, I think most people would agree with number 2 and number 1 for the center position. Number 2, though, is going to be Pink Diamond Cream. He's 7'2" with a 7'5" wingspan. I mean, he's been in the game for a while. We all know what Cream can do. He's an amazing defender, probably the best rebounder in the game, great finisher on the basket. He's super fast. Is he like the fastest good center in my team? I think he probably is. Like, maybe there's a faster center who's like, that can play the center position like a Bob Nedelecki, but for a primary center, he might be the fastest in the game, having 88 speed, 88 acceleration. And the thing with Cream is a lot of people do say 63 ball is a liability and he can't shoot threes, but if you guys have used this card, you can green very consistently with Cream because of his jump shot actually being really, really good, and just overall you can give him some good you can give him some good gold shooting badges. But overall, I do think Cream's going to be the 2nd best center. And then at my number 1 spot, I think most people would agree it's going to be Pink Diamond David Robinson. He's a center, 7'1" with a 7'5" wingspan. I mean, this D-Rob card, an absolute beast. It's honestly like pairing Kareem and Kristaps together into one single card, and you get yourself a D-Rob, because you got Kristaps 3-point shooting, 87 3 ball, 94 mid-range, really good jump shot, but then you also got Kareem's defense and his speed as well. So I mean, I will say the only flaw with this card is his rebounding, not necessarily stats and badges wise, because he's got Hall of Fame rebound chaser and he's got some good rebounding stats, but I've heard in game, and I've seen in game a bunch of times, that this D-Rob card sometimes does get out rebounded by the Kareems, the Shaqs, and those type of bigger centers. But I still do think D-Rob overall is going to be the best center in my team. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my top 10 centers, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.